Elon, quit crying. Listen to me just for a moment. I want to hold you long term. I know I've said that a few times before. Okay, you've said a lot of things, I've said a lot of things, okay? We both said a lot of things. We're meant for each other, long term. I want to hold you. Let's just forget about the past and let's just move forward. Yeah? That sounds good? Yeah? My wife's coming. Yeah, Charlie, that sounds great. No, I'll be down to pick up the Lamborghini next week. Okay, bye. Well, it has happened, ladies and gentlemen. I have went and bought back Tesla shares. I bought over $10,000 worth of Tesla shares here today. What I want to share with you guys, I want to show you how many shares I bought. I want to show you the cost basis I paid for that and everything. I want to share with you why I decided to buy these shares back here today, all right? So this is interesting, right? Tesla and me, we have a love-hate relationship, if you didn't already know that. Anybody that's been following this channel for a while know that 1 minute I hate Tesla, 1 minute I love Tesla, and it's just that stock for me that is just my spec stock, and man, we have quite a relationship, let's put it that way, guys. So let's get into this. All right, guys, so I bought, first off, in one of my accounts, I had a slight bit of money in that account, so I bought 6 shares in that particular account at $270.66. That was a little over $1,600 worth of shares there in that particular account. Then in another account, I had a decent amount more money, so I basically bought about $9,200 worth of Tesla shares in this account. That was 34 shares. That was at a price of $270.69. Like I said, it was just over $9,200. Now, real quick here for a second, people wonder why, whenever I show screenshots of that particular account, why it says margin. Basically, a margin account is an account that's just not for, like, if you want to actually leverage up money, but what a margin account allows you to do when you have a margin brokerage account is you can place trades and you get no penalties. So basically every trade that goes through, it needs 3 days to clear, okay? So if you trade too many times in a brokerage account, that's not a margin account. Most brokerages will say, hey, you're breaking the rules, you're not letting these trades clear, so we're having to cover it. If you do it 2 more times, we're gonna basically suspend your account. So that's why when that account, it's a margin account. So basically anytime I buy shares, it's on margin. Once the 3 days clears, it goes off of margin. It's just on cash, okay? Now, why do I love this so much? So let's look at this, all right? So back when I bought my first Tesla shares back in July, I bought 6 shares at $334, all right? Then a few days later, I buy a few more shares, another 3 shares. That one was at about $301. Then on July 10th, I buy a few more shares, 3 more shares at $322. Then on July 18th is when I really buy quite a few Tesla shares, all right? 46 shares at $321 there. And then, you know, the whole news that comes out that day that, you know, Elon Musk wants to take Tesla private, I sell out at $378.90. I end up making a little over a $3,000 profit on that versus what I bought the shares at. So first off, like, I love the fact that I'm getting these shares at a massively discounted price, not only to what I originally bought for, but, you know, we're dramatically away from where I sold out at the first time when I bought in these shares. So I'm happy I'm getting them, you know, at $270 or whatever it is. Like, that's a good thing. Now, the big question is, why did I decide to, here today, go ahead and buy Tesla shares back? What is the big news? Well, the big news is that a judge has approved the Tesla CEO Elon Musk settlement with the Securities and Exchange Commission over allegations that Musk committed fraud when he said that he had secured funding needed to take Tesla private, all right? This is great news, okay? Musk and the SEC filed a joint letter late Wednesday saying the terms of the settlement would be in the interest of investors. Under the terms of the deal, Musk has to pay $20 million fine and step down as Tesla chairman if you're not keeping up with things. Within 45 days for a period of at least 3 years, he cannot be Tesla chairman. Musk also put in place a system for monitoring Musk's statements to the public about the company, whether on Twitter, blog posts, or anything else, okay? This is really, really big news, and there's one more big thing that came out here today, but this is the main reason I bought back into Tesla today. So obviously, you guys know I'm so bullish on Tesla overall as a company over the next 5-10 years, but the issue was I looked at this, and this was an ugly situation when you know, Elon Musk was like, oh, I'm going to fight the SEC. Then thank goodness he backed off of that, and he's like, no, I think I'll just settle with them. He had to take more financial pain by settling actually afterward. If he would have done it before, it would have only been a 2-year ban from chairman. It would have only been a $10 million fine. Because he waited a few extra days, it cost him another $10 million, plus it cost him a 3-year ban from being Tesla chairman now. But needless to say, the fact that the judge agreed on this, and now this is behind the company, is a big moment for the company. This has been the day Elon Musk sent that tweet that he was thinking about taking the company private and funding was secured was the worst nightmare for Elon Musk. It was the worst thing he could have ever done for himself, for shareholders across the board. Like, the stock was starting to get back on a tear. The Saudi Arabia announced they did an investment in the company. The stock was just starting to move up. Everything was looking good. People were focusing on, oh, what are these Model 3 numbers were going to be? And then Elon Musk later that day on a private jet tweets out that he's thinking about taking the company private. And ever since then, it has just been a dramatic, a bad show. Let's just put it that way. And it has caused a lot of shareholders, unfortunately, to go down massively on their positions, even after today's move, which we'll look at here in just a second. Most Tesla shareholders, unless they've been in the company for 5 or 8 years or something like that, like most Tesla shareholders are down quite a bit on their position. So it's a big moment that he is settled, and it's behind him, and it's behind the company now, and they can move forward. And so some other big news came out here today. Elon Musk has announced that Tesla's new custom AI chip, the new artificial intelligence chip, is about 6 months away from being installed in new production cars. The CEO said the chip, which has been confirmed to be in development since last December, will offer somewhere between a 500% and 2,000% increase in the vehicle's autonomous driving performance. All right. Existing Tesla owners who have already paid in full for self-driving will be offered this Hardware 3 update for autopilot free of charge, which I think is a pretty cool thing. Okay. This is a big thing. Now, first off here, talking about 6 months is when this is going to be released. The great thing with Elon Musk and how many dates he has missed in the past is if it doesn't come out in 6 months, no one's going to be surprised. Okay. The great news is if this chip actually does come out in 6 months and is a phenomenal chip, like everybody's got to be shocked, because they'll be like, what? We were expecting this maybe to come a year from now or 2 years from now, because you know, Elon Musk has said a lot of things, and he's always behind his dates. He'll say, oh, I want to do this, you know, then, and sometimes it comes 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, or something like that. So the fact that you know, this is out there now, I think is just another reason to be bullish on Tesla. Right now, as far as Tesla stock here today, it made a pretty nice upward move. So it's up, well, as of taking the screenshot, which about 55 minutes until the market closes, it's up around 6%, up over $15 a share at just under 275. Now, the markets in general are phenomenal today. Okay, the Dow's up 400 plus point, the Nasdaq's up 2+%. All right, all my stocks across the board, other than U.S. Steel, are doing, you know, very well today. It's an awesome day out there. So hopefully you guys are all making money as well out there. But man, you know, I had to do it. I had to buy some more Tesla shares. You guys know how much I love this company. If Elon Musk can just stay out of the negative stuff about, you know, if he can just stay out of the negativity about, oh, you know, taking the company private and fighting with the SEC, if he can just stay out of that, and we can just focus on Model 3 numbers, and when the Model Y is coming out, and when this artificial intelligence chip, if we can just focus on the actual business now and the excitement there, like this stock is in a position to move at a very rapid clip. We just got to get the focus back on the business and all the exciting things going on there. If we can get that focus back there and away from, oh, he said this to a scuba diver, oh, he said this to you know, the SEC, oh, he said this on Twitter. If we can just get away from all that, man, I'm really excited. Like, this is my spec stock. I think I'll be, you know, I think I'm going to be very correct about where Tesla goes over the next 5-10 years. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's my spec stock at the end of the day. It's you know, money I can, you know, I'm willing to lose out there. But I think I'll be correct on my bullish thesis on where Tesla's going over time. It's exciting times. Elon Musk, just please just stay out of the negative news. Just stay out of that. You know, just stay on the positive side. Just talk about the good stuff going on with Tesla. Talk about the good stuff going on with SpaceX. There's no need to, you know, try to attack people and attack this and attack that. Just, you know, if the short sellers come out and say this about you, say that about Tesla, just, well, who cares? Who cares? Short sellers are going to attack you regardless if you respond or don't respond. And actually, the thing short sellers love more than anything is for you to respond to them. Okay, there's nothing more they love than that. There's nothing more than them saying something, you know, to you, and then you give them a bunch more attention, and then they get a bunch more attention from that. It's hater 101, I guess you can say. That's the name of the game. If you give them more attention, you just gave them even more leverage. I know it feels like you take a loss sometimes when you step back from it and don't do anything, but it's the smartest, it's the most intelligent move you can make in the long run for your company, for the stock price, for everything across the board. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what your thoughts are around Tesla. I would love to hear from you guys in that comment section. Is that a main investment for you? Is that like a spec stock like I own it? Do you not like the company? Do you not believe in the company? I would love to hear from you guys in that comment section. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.